Hi everyone, I'm Lisa Bronner and I'm here with Going Green with Lisa Bronner. I think I just got cut off, so I'm going to start over. Okay, hi there. I'm Lisa Bronner with Going Green with Lisa Bronner, and I'm here today to talk about baking soda. Baking soda, this humble white powder that could be just about anything, but is a very important part of a green cleaning cabinet. But what is it? So baking soda, of course, is what most people think about in the kitchen with baking. It's something I learned about as I was learning to cook. It's a leavening agent. It makes bubbles in your bread, your batter breads. It's important for that, but what can it do for green cleaning? So baking soda is what we call it here in America, but if you've ever been to Britain and looked for it in a store, it's called sodium bicarbonate or bicarbonate of soda, or sometimes just sodium bicarb. And all of that refers to its chemical name, which is sodium bicarbonate, and is very accurate. And so one of the reasons that baking soda is such a good part of a green cleaning cabinet is it's fairly mild. It is an alkaline, which means it's the opposite of an acid. It has a pH of 7, in between 7 and 14. That's the range of alkaline. And baking soda is under 9. It's around 8.5. And so that makes it pretty mild. It also means that it will react with acids. If you've ever made your 8th grade science fair volcano, you've made that using baking soda and vinegar. Makes a very safe but fun fizzy reaction. And so the fact that it is alkaline and yet very mild makes it very good for green cleaning because it is fine to touch with your hands. It's not terribly corrosive. It's not going to be, the word is caustic. Caustic is a word for an alkaline that could damage your skin. It's not going to corrode surfaces. So it makes it safe for around children, around pets, or anybody with sensitive skin, or anybody who cleans a lot. And so baking soda is first of all mild. The second thing that baking soda is, it's a very fine powder, very, very fine. In fact, you could perhaps make a mess with it if you dropped it because it's so fine. But that fineness makes it a good scouring agent. And something that I amuse myself with is that when I'm making my green cleaning kit, I make a scouring powder. Well, all my scouring powder is baking soda. And so it can be useful for polishing surfaces, like getting soap scum off of your bathroom sinks and showers. You can even use it to clean your pots and pans or any surfaces that can take some light scouring. Now, with that in mind, here's something baking soda cannot do. If you have a soft surface, certain soft stones like marble, you're not actually going to want to use any scouring product at all, even something as fine as baking soda, because over time it can wear down that surface. Marble, for example, is very soft. You also would not want to use baking soda on wood. That's another very soft surface. Or anything that's really shiny like a chrome or a highly polished metal, because even that fine little abrasion could dull the surface. But for sturdy surfaces like our bathroom fixtures, it's very good for that. Another thing that baking soda can do is deodorize. In fact, you might even have used a box of baking soda in your fridge. That was another early use I learned. And the fact is that baking soda absorbs airborne particles that produce smell. It doesn't really clean your air. Putting this out in a room won't clean particles out of the air, but it does absorb smell. It works not only in the refrigerator, but it can also work in your laundry. So you might add some baking soda to your laundry in order to, pull some smells out of it if you're washing a particularly grubby load of towels or gym socks. And then again, that scouring can also give fabrics an extra scrub. Again, you don't want to put it on a very fine fabric. It might over scrub them. So deodorizing and scouring. The third use of baking soda, and it's actually might be the one that comes to mind most, but it's actually the least useful, but it's fun, is the fact that baking soda will react with vinegar or any acid. Now, I see that reaction used in a lot of recommendations where it's not actually going to be helpful, because the reaction between baking soda and vinegar, while it's fun and fizzy, doesn't actually have a lot of function. There's some alliteration for you. Fun and fizzy, but no function. Because there's no cleaning reaction happening there. The reaction between baking soda and vinegar is acetic acid, produces carbon dioxide, water, and it doesn't really produce anything that will clean. But it's fun, and sometimes you'll use that maybe to deodorize a drain. It's not going to clear a blocked drain, but it can deodorize a smelly drain. And you'll even see that reaction if you've ever seen my DIY soft scrub. Again, we're not using a cleaning property there, but we are using that reaction of gas and bubbles to create a nice soft scrub that's really foamy and will cling to vertical surfaces. So a couple ways that I keep baking soda around my house. I'm showing you it in this bowl. This isn't actually how I usually use it. But if you want to make it a little fancier, you can put it in a bowl and put in a few drops of your favorite essential oil. Baking soda doesn't smell like anything. And so you can put some drops of essential oil in it, and then it will have a nice odor. And then if you want to use it, let's say to deodorize your carpet, you can go ahead and sprinkle it. You can just see I'm sort of randomly throwing in some essential oil there. Toss it up with a fork until it's pretty mixed in. You could use this to deodorize your carpet. Go ahead and sprinkle it on your carpet, brush it in with a broom, let it sit for a while, and then vacuum it out. I usually keep it honestly, in a plastic spice jar that I repurposed and called it scouring powder. It's just my baking soda with a little bit of essential oil in it. This is also super handy then for sprinkling on your tub and your tile for scrubbing it. When I want to take a pretty picture, I use my mason jar with a pretty lid, although honestly, I don't trust my clumsiness to use a glass jar around the house, but it makes a nice picture. So those are, and then I just keep a big bag of it by my laundry, and I really do use it regularly for grubby loads. Not my regular laundry, it doesn't need it, but laundry that's smelly, my rags, my towels, and toss in a handful. So that's a little bit about baking soda. You should definitely have it in your green cleaning cabinet. It's super useful, super mild. Keep in mind that you don't want to use it on anything that can't take a little bit of abrasion, but otherwise it's something that you can turn to for any scouring or deodorizing or anytime you need a little bit of fizz. All right, so thanks so much for joining me today, and I will see you the next time we go green.